Hello and welcome once again to our annual Ashley Forest Rally Sprint, where weather conditions are absolutely perfect. A beautiful day here in North Canterbury. The track condition is quite good, a little moisture on top, but that'll dry out as the day dries out and as the cars go over it. The outright favourite, of course, has to be Rod Millen from the United States, the expatriate New Zealander, who's come back and brought with him a specialist sprinting car, a space-framed RX7 of 300-odd horsepower. He's had a practice run already, and he's not very far away from the lap record, which makes it a little difficult for the opposition. But as usual, we have top-level entries here from all over the country. Rod Millen heading that field, the 37-year-old expatriate, and the RX7 four-wheel drive. As we said, 300 horsepower really must be the favourite. Neil Allport in the 323 four-wheel drive, 16-valve turbocharged car, always on the pace. He has won here before. Tony Teesdale, last year's winner of 323, very similar, but with a different transmission system, a fluid drive variable in ratio from front to rear. Barry Robinson in the old-fashioned Chevette 2.3 16-valve. He always goes well on this hill, and we don't expect anything different this year. Malcolm Stewart in the Audi Quattro, the 1985 model, run by Hannu Mikkola in the International. It is a full works car, and he will be sharing that this year with Brian Green. The car is 420-odd horsepower, turbocharged 5-cylinder. Ray Wilson, always a top contender on the hill and in the National Rally Championship, and another of the 323 four-wheel drive 16-valve turbos. And Kim Austin in the RX7 two-wheel drive. He might be at a disadvantage because of that, but he was an 87 finalist along with Tony Teesdale. Wondering where Ashley Forest is? Well, it's about 40 minutes drive north of Christchurch, just north of Rangiora in North Canterbury. It's an intriguing course because it looks relatively straightforward as a loop uphill and down, but the faster you go, the more difficult some of those corners become. You can see on the uphill piece there are a number of corners on the way up, and the approach to the hairpin is absolutely vital. Coming downhill, it's a ratio between skill and bravery, and only the brave go quick on the downhill piece, where some people can make up time if their car is more suited to downhill. The little triangles you can see there are where our camera positions are for the coverage, and we'll give you the best view possible. We expect the lap time to go down to about a minute today.
I think the road's going to be very excellent. From what I've already found out, it's going to be very fast. I think the hill record's going to go today. You know, the sunshine is nice. It's going to be great.
Are we going to see a minute broken?
Minute broken, yes.
The competition, Tony, in the course is one of those very, very demanding. The competition this year is better than it's ever been.
It's not rally sprinting itself necessarily, it's this particular hill, which I've always found quite exciting. It has a lot of high-speed parts in it, and as I've said before, it's 100 miles an hour or more down the hill towards the end, and that's always a fair bit of fun.
I don't know, maybe it's force of habit. When I actually get here, I wish that I was somewhere else.
To me, I can never really get to grips with it, and I don't think I ever will. There's always a surprise in it somewhere, and although you get one section ironed out somewhere, another piece will suddenly catch you, and just when you think you've got that, another piece will crop up.
Just the opportunity to really make your own comparison, to get your own performance against somebody else's, and in turn we hope to show the rest of the rally cars here that we've still got the fastest car here, even though it might be the oldest four-wheel drive.
It's a driver's course. Although it's very steep and you do need a lot of horsepower, there's still a lot of corners up there that require a high level of skill.
It's a big challenge, and it's good to get some sponsorship advertising to be able to run in other events when we get back home.
Co-commentating with us again this year is Mike Marshall, and Mike, at the risk of sounding boring, I guess it's a question of who can beat Rod Millen.
Well, I think it must be demoralising for the other competitors, because we've already seen Rod in the early runs 3-4 seconds faster than anybody else.
Hard, really, to pull that back, isn't it? I mean, it's hard seeing anybody beating him if he continues.
Well, with rally sprinting, anything can happen. You only have to go off the road on one run, and that puts you out. But with the margin that he's got up his sleeve, I can't see him taking the risks. And he's not known to make mistakes anyway.
Certainly is not. Also co-commentating with us will be Trevor Crowe. Now, he's going to take a different perspective and have a look from on the ground. He knows this course well. He won here in '85 and set a lap record at that time.